The Danelaw continues to be our primary adversary at this stage in our life. They are still currently at war with Alba up here, who we previously had an alliance with until the man who we had an alliance with accepted by faction demand to put his brother on the throne instead. The king of the Danelaw is 59 years old and in poor health, mainly due to the fact that he is a flagellant. So should he die before we do, the realm will hopefully fall into chaos, and whether it does or it doesn't, it should hopefully break his alliance with Sweden, which is where the majority of his troops are coming from in terms of allies, and that should give us an opening to attack the Danelaw, not just for a small piece of land, but for the whole thing. The thing we'll need to be able to do this is to become exalted among men. We are currently at illustrious, but we are quite close to becoming exalted among men. Should we do that, we will have one chance. We get one chance per lifetime to do an invade kingdom and actually take the entire kingdom of the Danelaw. Now that would be ideal. It would mean that we would just wipe them off the map. We would have a lot of realm management to do to actually hold all that land, but it would significantly get rid of this large threat in England, make us the dominant power with an ally to our south, and from there we can actually progress to our next goal of forming the Empire of Britannia. So, primary objectives today is to gain as much gold as possible and as much prestige as possible. The prestige we want to gain to get towards Exalted Amongst Men, but also so that we can continue to upgrade our holdings from tribal holds to fortified tribal holds. While we are not going to strike against the Danelaw yet, we can begin with some wars to at least take some of these other duchies and counties making up Wales the Danelaw haven't taken yet. We're going to start over here in Powys. We're going to declare this war for the whole duchy and hopefully have a relatively simple war. Right, so we're sieging down their capital. It looks like they are actually going to leave and attempt to siege down Dublin. This is risky. I was in this position previously, and then Dublin got raided by Vikings and my sons were kidnapped. But I think this time I will just commit my men to this siege. I imagine by the time they arrive in Dublin, which I assume they're going to, it'll take them... Oh, no, they're not. They're coming straight back to the north of Wales. Fair enough. That's even better, to be honest. I don't mind if they siege all of this down. We should siege this down first and win this war comfortably. Just a few months later, and Siegfried is dying. Not only is he still flagellant, he is also ill and now incapable. So he is not long for this world. When he dies, it looks like Karl Sigfridsson will inherit. Now, we have beef with Karl. Karl is the man who was behind a plot to try and murder us not so long ago. It would be very nice to go to war against the Danelaw for the whole kingdom and take it off the man who tried to kill us. And our war is finished over here. We can enforce demands, and that is another duchy inside of Wales that now belongs to us. We can now actually create the Kingdom of Wales. This is quite nice, as it also gives us 400 prestige, and that puts us where we need to be. We are now exalted among men, which opens up the ability for us to invade the Kingdom of the Danelaw. And it actually looks like the previous king of the Danelaw didn't die, but Karl is on the throne. What happened there? Inherited via abdication. So Siegfried Haftinsson actually abdicated the throne to his son. Interesting. So they're currently still in the war with Scotland. They haven't even won that. 3,000 troops, no allies. We have England behind us. I think now may be the time to strike. Let's invade Kingdom, and we are going for the entire Danelaw. The war has been declared. We are absolutely going to call in every ally who's willing to come to our aid. We have Scotland, we have Moray, and we have Navarra as well. I'm going to raise my troops over in Wales, and we will just start sieging our way across to the capital while his men are still up struggling in Alba. So with our latest learning perk, we've taken the trait Faithful to go down the Theologian tree. Something Liam is considering is the conversion to Catholicism. It's going to help significantly if we win this war with dealing with vassals. Rather than trying to convert all of them to insular, we can just convert to Catholicism. And we've also just got our latest innovation. We've received Banus here. We now have 7 innovations. We need 9 to actually adopt feudalism, which we will definitely want to do, especially after this war. I think next what we will go for is crop rotation and unlock tribal era economic buildings. My son Odrin has been very impressed with one of the household champions for a very long time, and after finally meeting him in person, he's been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Greatness comes in time. Be there to grasp it when it does. Absolutely, Odran. He keeps the trait patient, and that is exactly how we would like to raise our son, and claiming greatness is exactly what Liam is doing currently. The Danelaw are in a battle up north with Scotland. It looks like they will win, but it suits us. Scotland are just dwindling down their troops. Even if Scotland lose, that's not a big deal to us. They are delaying them wonderfully up there for us. My goal here with this war is to kind of siege in a straight line across and then continue working our way down to siege. That way, when they do attack us, the Danelaw will either have to take attrition crossing over the counties we've already sieged, have to spend time counter-sieging it, or they'll have to get in boats down to fight us and deal with being recently disembarked. This could be a good time for us to actually move north and try and deal with them on that already besieged tile. I am going to start moving north to try and meet them. Hopefully my allies follow me. Now, we know they have decent quality, so I'm very much hoping on my allies helping me out here. We should all get there in time, and with a strong battle win here, it should severely help our war score. 7,000 versus around 3,000. We have another 1,000 reinforcing, and it looks like this will go our way. There we go. So we now have that battle won. We will just need to continue to siege down some more, and we should have what it takes to win this. Oof, and in the middle of our war, my soulmate Durgale has passed away. This weighs heavily on us, and we will get a critical stress break. I think rather than becoming melancholic or a drunkard, Liam would press on for now. He will gain frozen grief, which is non-ideal, but I believe that he would just press on with this war. He knows what needs to be done. His wife is dead. His soulmate is dead. But what he's doing currently is for his children and securing the future of his dynasty. So one of our allies has called us into a war here. We will accept that. We will reward them for staying with us by helping in that war as soon as this one is resolved. And there we go. With the siege of their capital, we have hit 100%. The Irish invasion of the Kingdom of Danelaw is complete. So be it. And there it is. Look at the size of us now. Liam MacDara with a dream, starting off as a count in the south of Ireland to unite the Kingdom of Ireland, now has not one, not two, but three kingdoms under his belt in the form of Wales, in the form of, well, actually, what even is this kingdom? England still exists. It seems as though we have all of the lands, but the Danelaw now doesn't exist anymore. Or we can actually usurp the Kingdom of England. We'll definitely do that. Let's usurp that, and we now hold the three kingdoms. Alfred's land has been split into these individual duchies. It looks like England actually has a succession nomination, though. We're going to clear that title succession law so that it is Confederate partition again. And I'll move my troops up to help in my allies' war like I promised I would, because they helped with us. So, now that we have inherited this kingdom, we now have to sort it out. Because, seeing as though this was the Danelaw, all of our key vassals are a satru, which is evil to us. So, some of the land that we've received, most of it is in Mercia, where the Duchy of Mercia is actually held by an satru. So I want to be very careful as we choose to give this away and how we want to do it. Spoiler alert though, it's highly probable I'm going to have to deal with quite a few factions here. Succession is also very important. Currently, if I was to die, Odrin would get Ireland and England, but Setna would get Wales. I'm going to see if I can get Setna to agree to taking the vows. Thankfully, we have a hook on him because he's our son, and through using the hook, he will 100% accept being promised of the clergy, no longer inheriting titles and no longer marrying. After I do this, it will then be entirely under Odrin. When I die, enjoy Setna. Hope you have a great time in the monkhood. I'm sure you'll serve God well. And now all of our titles will be under a primary heir of Odrin when we die. So I have just passed limited tribal authority here, just so we have the ability to imprison people if needed. So Mercia here has used his hook on me in converting to my religion with giving no contribution in feudal levies. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If it means he doesn't join any of these factions, I'm willing to accept it. I don't think Liam will really be in a position to set up England in a perfect place where everybody is happy, but I at least want to get it to a place such that when he dies, they don't all just immediately turn on our heir who can't handle it. Audran comes of age. He is a skilled tactician, which is very nice. That's better, I think, than what we started as, and a flexible leader. They grow up so fast. The war up in Alba is now dealt with, so I can disband my soldiers, which I'll definitely want to do, and leave them ready for when I feel like very soon a war will break out inside of England. We have another learning perk available. I'm going to take clerical justifications for the religious relations efficiency, which is just essentially more passive piety per tick. So it looks like Karl actually, even though he held the duchy, destroyed it. Possibly because he didn't actually hold enough counties within it. He now just holds a single county down to the south of us, but the great news for us, that allows us to actually form the Duchy of York, which we're definitely going to do. What I'm going to do as well then is grant the titles within this to just some Irish insulars, and I will give one of them the Duchy of York, which helps get us back into our domain limit and get some more Irish influence inside of this kingdom. So the Duchy of York is now formed. Now, unfortunately, Northumbria here, this is Northumbria de jure. This is what they currently hold. So they're a bit big compared to what we would like to do. We do have an imprisonment reason. He's unlikely to accept and will incite an independence faction to revolt. Now, currently it is just him within it. I believe other vassals may join it, but even triggering that revolt could be worth it if we can put him down and revoke his titles. Problem though, we need tier 3 to be able to revoke titles, and we just recently increased this. We're going to have to wait quite a few years to get it to level 3. Because we are so far over our domain limit, it is severely hurting us in terms of actual vassal opinion too, so we're going to need to get rid of these titles. I think for now I'm going to give them to just Irish nobles. We'll hold on to our land in Dublin, and then long term try and revoke the Duchy of Essex over here, because that's the duchy that we really want to hold. Thankfully, because we were able to convert the Jarl of Mercia to insular, I'm happy to give these vassals to him by de jure. It'll make him like us a lot more, and he's the right religion. He is Norse, which is non-ideal, but we can't do a huge amount about different cultures right now. And with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. But we have just taken so much land. I thought it would take us quite a few episodes. I thought we'd be chipping away at the Danelaw duchy by duchy. We've just taken the whole thing in one fell swoop. We'll need to take some time to organize the realm, get to level 3 tribal authority, make sure everybody's relatively happy, then we can expand south for the rest of England, eventually move north for Alba, and then we can achieve our ultimate goal of creating the Duchy of Britannia. But to be honest, this is so much faster than I thought it would be. This is all still Liam. This is the man we began with as a count, and he is now 3 kingdoms in his possession, on the way to becoming an emperor. Unbelievable progress. Super happy with this episode. Cannot wait to see where we go from here. If you enjoyed this episode, as always, please leave a like and a comment. It means so much to me and a small channel like this one, and I will see you all in the next video.